All right, fellas, what's going on? Denonu here, aka the man with black privilege, and today this is going to be a commentary video. I wasn't present this morning. I guess when apparently this guy shot a reporter and her cameraman on live television this morning, or at least I think it was this morning. I could be wrong. I got the story from secondhand, and then I actually read the article online on CNN's website. But apparently what down is that this reporter and her cameraman were doing a story on something this morning, and while they were in the middle of doing their interview or doing whatever, this guy rolls up on them, pulls out a gun, and shoots the reporter and the cameraman, and apparently hit, I guess, the person they're talking to, the interviewee. And then somehow later on shot himself and he died. And like I said, apparently this has been going around this morning. I know I heard about it after I got off of work. I remember my mom was telling me about it, and I was sitting there like, oh, and she was also telling me how, like, the camera got a glimpse of the guy and he looks black, and I was like, oh god, I just immediately did like the Patrick Stewart facepalm, because I was like, it seems like to me, and I'm going to get a little bit black in this commentary video, but not too black, but it seems to me that, I know I'm not going to say white people do crazy shit, because we all know that they do, but I'm also not going to say that they're the only people who do crazy shit. Hell, black people do it, every race, color, creed, what have you. I'm pretty sure if we had aliens on this planet, they would be doing crazy shit also. But it seems to me that most of the time when you hear about something like this, it's, and I'm going to honestly say that most of the time you assume it's a white guy because they're known for going off, But it seems to me, now I could be wrong, but it seems to me maybe it was happening before and more people just wasn't reporting on it, but it seems to me that over the past few years that it's been more and more black people doing these weird outlandish shit. And I know we probably did it before, and it's just probably more vocal, and everybody has a camera now, so it's probably more out there. So I know it's not a race thing, but it just makes me shake my head as somebody who is, let's say, level-headed. I mean, I don't have any psychological issues. I don't have any psychological problems. I mean, I'm normally easygoing. I was raised to be, if anything, how would I describe it? I would say, if I had to pick three words to describe myself, and let's say, and how I see manhood is being cold, logical, and stoic. and I probably get that from my dad. So I'm more of a realist than anything. Shit happens, it is what it is. Move on, deal with the problem at hand, that kind of sort of thing. So I can't speak where this guy was coming from, but from what I read in the article, he apparently rolled up on them, shot them both, and then like 2 hours later put up a video on Facebook, put up a video on Twitter, sent I guess something to the news station. So that's when they found out who this guy is. And supposedly he was some dude who actually worked for the the station that the reporters did. So it was like, hold up. And apparently what happened was he used to work for him. Something happened between him and the station. I don't know what. Apparently this news team was involved, the reporter and the cameraman. They all knew each other some kind of way, and they had to fire him. And that was like, I guess, 2 or 3 years ago when that happened. So this is nothing recent. But apparently this guy was unhinged some kind of way and was sending them like all this race related stuff. Like he was doing this for that church shooting that happened a little while ago, and he was paying them back for what they did to him. And I'm like, and I'm sitting here reading this like, who will go through all of that? Like, if I truly had a grievance with somebody, don't get me wrong, if I truly felt that way, like if I knew I was gonna, off myself, you know, like if I was going that far, let's say I'm completely fucked in the head, but I knew at the end of the day, I was like, all right, I'm going to commit suicide. I wouldn't even bother with shooting the people I had a beef with, because after I pull the trigger on me, it's not a problem no more. It doesn't matter to me, you know? So I don't understand. And another thing that fucking gets me is like the reporter chick was like 24. 20 fucking 4. Now, mind you, I just turned 32 last week. And I'm looking at like, damn, yo, 24, yo, you just coming into yourself, you know what I'm saying? You know, just moving out and shit and going through all that mess. You know, you don't even know half the shit that adulthood brings, you know what I'm saying? And to just be just shot doing your fucking job. You couldn't even get shot doing something that you wanted to do. No, you got shot, you know, going to work. You know, who's going to want to get shot going to work? Don't nobody want to go to work. You know, so if I had to go out that day, I would choose to go out doing something that I would love to do, you know? But it just amazes me that this world is getting so, and I know the world's always been a fucked up place. I mean, I'm not one of those naive people who think the world is all, you know, gumdrops and horseshoes, but it seems to me that nowadays, that because the internet and because technology has caught up to word of mouth, that it's more out there. But it's just like, I can't imagine it being about race, because I'm just gonna say this: if you're black, and I'm not just saying this just to be saying it, but if you're black, if you're a woman, if you're a person of color, like Spanish, an immigrant, you kind of deal with racism and stereotypes and shit your whole life. That's just the way it is. Hell, even if you're white people, you get made fun of, I guess, the whole slavery bullshit and all of that racism, and then all the wacky stereotypes that you guys have. So everybody has to deal with it in their own way. But when it comes to, let's say, job-related stuff, I would say people of color have it a little bit harder than, let's say, white people, or people who are, you know, don't appear to be, don't heavily, depict a race, even if they are. Like, if you're a mixed person or a black person who looks white, you might have a better time getting a job than if you were somebody who was completely dark skinned. That's just the way it is. And that's the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that if you're black or someone of color, you deal with racism and discrimination on a daily basis. You know what I'm saying? Especially at jobs. I mean, like, if your name is like Shaniqua or some made up shit, my name is Destiny spelled with an I, or some made up ghetto bullshit, good luck finding a job. Because you more than likely, you know, will have a hard time, because that's just the way it is. Hell, my younger brother, named his firstborn kid Raven for 2 reasons. 1, because it sounds white, and he is not white. And 2, after the football team, because we're both from Baltimore. So it's just like, but it's that job thing at the end of the day. When people are naming their kids and everything, you have to, as black people, some of us be like, yo, look, we can't give our kid a black sounding name, because they pull up that job interview, they're gonna read that and then, you know, make their assumptions. You know, more than likely, you won't get the job if you have a really ghetto sounding name, because they assume you're ghetto. So, you know, you might not be, but they don't know that because they're looking at a piece of paper. So that's what I mean by discrimination. And even, let's say if they called him, let's say that, you know, every day he went to work, they called him a nigger. You know, just going that far with it. Who cares? Get another job. Quit. Fuck you. Leave. You know, it's not like it's the end of the world. It's just the job. You know, and I damn sure wouldn't be willing to kill somebody over this job. But then again, this is coming from somebody who is mentally sound, except for my superior vast intellect of knowledge and blackness. So who knows? Maybe if I was in this guy's frame of mind, maybe I would have done the same thing, but I doubt it. Because at the end of the day, we only have like pretty much one thing that we can judge ourselves in life by, and that's our consequences and our choices. Those are the two things that everybody on this planet has to live by. You don't have to live by money. You don't have to live by racism, stereotypes, none of that bullshit. But you just have your choices and your consequences. And today, his choice left a bunch of fucked up consequences for not only him, and that's the fucked up part. If it was just him, nobody would have cared. If he'd have just blew his brains out, like I said before, nobody would have cared. But no, it left consequences for him, the girl's family. She was also engaged with somebody, the cameraman whose girl even worked at the station. She was like the control room producer or some shit like that. And not only his family, because I'm sure if he had family that cared about him, they missed him too. It's just a fucked up situation all the way around, that if he'd have just blew his own brains out or got some own help, you know, the world would have been a different place. And it's just, nobody would have had to suffer but him. That's how I see it. I mean, if you're truly suffering that bad, and only you can determine if your life is that bad or not, to where you feel like you have to do something like that, or if you feel like you have to commit suicide, mind you, I don't advocate it. I mean, I think there's always a way out of any given situation. No matter how hard your life is, somebody else is probably 100 times harder. But if you are feeling like killing yourself like that, don't kill other people. Just off yourself. The world is already overpopulated as it is. If you're going to do it, fine. Hey, I'm not going to tell you one way or the other. But don't take out other people. I mean, let them live their life. I mean, you're going to die anyway, so it is what it is. But anyway, I just wanted to talk about something this week because I haven't made a commentary video in a little bit, and I felt like getting something off my chest. So that was it. What else? Oh, expect more Final Fantasy 14 videos. I got those scheduled out all throughout the week. Expect of Forgotten Fridays video. I know I missed the last one. My bad about that. I completely forgot. I have no excuse. I'm not gonna lie here and be like, well, I had this to take care of. No, I just fucking forgot. It is what it is. Expect that. Expect some more Witcher. And also, when it gets here, y'all know I'm gonna go balls deep in that Metal Gear, so expect that too. But anyway, my name is Denonu, guys, the man with black privilege. If you like the video, let me know. Also, let me know what your thoughts are on the matter down there in the comments. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.